All right, let's watch this.
I found her.
It's known as the Black Dahlia case. The killing of 22-year-old Elizabeth Short is one of the most gripping unsolved mysteries in American history.
You remember that murder case? There's new information.
It's back in the spotlight with TNT.
Hey, I think I saw this on Unsolved Mysteries. I think it was her dad that killed her, if I'm not mistaken. Two dudes in the dark looking for ghosts. Sus. They're gonna, you know what? I'm gonna just shut the fuck up. They're gonna grab each other's privates and be like, "Ooh, I thought that was the ghost my boy Spencer." Oh, let's go.
I Am the Night. In January 1947, Short was found in Leimert Park, Los Angeles. A mother out walking with her child made that grisly discovery. Elizabeth, naked and cut in half, her body drained of blood and left in an empty lot.
Damn. She wanted to be a movie star. I think she wanted to be a movie star. She wasn't even from LA, I believe.
This was splashed across newspapers nationwide. Her killer was never found. Or was he?
And of course, I was very close to my father the last 10 years of his life. And there's no way. I said, I know Dad was, had some sex problems, and, I believe the incest. But murder, no way.
Steve Hodel is a retired LAPD homicide detective. His father, Dr. George Hodel, was a suspect in the Black Dahlia case. One of his daughters, Tamar, also accused him of sexual abuse. George was tried and acquitted in the highly publicized case. But Steve didn't know this until he struck up a conversation with her after their father died in 1999.
I started talking with Tamar, my half-sister, who I hadn't really spoken to in about 50 years. And she basically comes out of nowhere in our phone conversation, says, well, our dad was a suspect in the Black Dahlia murder. And I'm saying, what are you talking about, Tamar? Where the hell is this coming from? And she says, well, he didn't do it, but he was a suspect.
Damn.
14 years into retirement, Steve started researching Black Dahlia, initially to vindicate his dad. Once he saw the evidence mounting, it became hard for him to ignore.
I found actual original receipts for 50-pound sacks of cement during the week that she was murdered at the house, and they were at the crime scene. So we've got the physical evidence connecting. But one of the most important things are the secret DA tapes, where they bugged the house for 6 weeks and got it actually tape recorded his confessions to the murder of his secretary, to the Black Dahlia murder, and to payoffs to law enforcement, to performing abortions. All of this was on tape and hidden away in the DA's office.
Steve says the case was tight, and authorities were literally looking for him to lock him up. Before they could get the chance, George skipped town in 1950 and started another life and family in the Philippines. 40 years later, he'd leave Manila and move back to the U.S. Steve says his family is split on George's involvement in the case.
There's 11 children by 5 different women, so mostly they're on board. He married a Filipina when he left the country, and had 4 children there. They're not on board. They're like, no way that our father could be a serial killer.
Come on, bro. The motherfucker leaves the country and goes to a different country. You know he did that shit.
Steve has written several books combining what the FBI and LAPD found with the evidence he continues to come across.
This was all sub rosa on my part, secret, and then I presented it in secret to a head active DA, Steve Kay, who was co-counsel on the Charles Manson case. And he reviewed it for like 4 months and said, I got a tough filing policy, but, I would file one count of murder on your father were he alive.
Wow.
Witnesses available.
I got some more information about that trial you might be interested in.
The family's complicated history returns to the forefront in TNT's limited series. It centers around a fictional reporter named Jay Singletary, played by Chris Pine. He's investigating the very real case of Fauna Hodel, Steve's niece. Fauna's mother, Tamar, gave her up for adoption to a black family. Fauna spent much of her life believing.
You hear about the house where house they just busted filled with body parts? Yeah, I seen that. That's some sick ass people, bro. Like, I be watching like Unsolved Mysteries. I be watching like detective shows and shit like that. And believe it or not, like, there is some sick, twisted fuckers out there. Sick motherfuckers. You know, just because we're not into that type of shit don't mean other motherfuckers aren't. Like, imagine how many serial killers are out there that don't ever get arrested or busted, just killing people, bro. You know, a shitload of them. It's wild, my boy. It is fucking wild. The Night Stalker was some scary shit. The Night Stalker, you know, he a deadly motherfucker, but there's people that are like, that are beyond that guy, bro. You know, people that haven't even been busted. You know who I think are some deadly motherfuckers, but people probably gonna crucify me? Truck drivers, bro. And I don't mean like regular homie truck drivers or like, you know, I mean like them old ass white folk motherfuckers that ain't got no family. All they do is drive trucks. They be picking up hyenas on the side of the road and dumping them in other cities and shit. And it's hard to catch the motherfuckers because their bodies in different states, different cities. You can never piece it together. You know, truck drivers are some deadly motherfuckers, bro. Please, truck drivers, don't kill me. Facts. A lot of serial killer truck drivers. Old white semi-drivers, especially with the 304s. Facts. Facts. You know, motherfuckers are deadly, bro.